Hey, it's time for a Cedar Hollow Science moment. So, what I'm in here tonight doing is checking out these batteries. These are two golf cart batteries. Basically, I've got a guy that wants to trade me a golf cart for half a steer, and these are a couple of batteries. He's had these batteries sitting on some wood, and they've just been sitting out for like a year. And so the likelihood of these guys being any good is kind of low. In fact, what I've done is I've charged these up quite a bit, and I've charged them up, and they would charge to 100%, but unfortunately they've drained down. So I've got this little multimeter on them right now, and I charged them up I guess it was yesterday, maybe a couple of days ago, I don't know. I charged them up, and they've just been sitting here, and they've basically drained down to like 80%. So that automatically tells me that the batteries are not in great condition. They're actually, they should be holding 100% charge over a couple of days for sure. What it is, I wanted to talk just a minute about why batteries lose their performance, why they go bad. So what happens is, in a lead acid battery like the one in your car or like these, when they sit for an extended period of time and not being 100% charged, there's a process that happens in there called sulfation, and it's some type of compound buildup on the lead that's inside the battery, and that affects the performance of the battery. And so you might notice that, like, after 2-3 years, you have to replace the batteries in your car, and the reason for that is this sulfation process. You might be driving in the city a lot, you're not running a real high RPM, and so therefore your batteries aren't staying fully charged. You'll go home, and it may be weeks at a time that they may go and not be fully charged. And so what it is you want to try to top them off pretty frequently to keep them at a full charge. One thing you can do for this is to actually purchase like a solar panel from Amazon. They make several of them. I purchased one for my tractor. My tractor battery went bad, and I learned about the sulfation process and that sort of thing. And so what I've done is I've mounted a solar panel to the top of my tractor, and then when I get off my tractor, I will clip the leads onto the battery so that it stays charged. And so this helps keep it at 100% charged, and it doesn't sit out there for extended periods of time, under 100%. So anyways, what I'm going to do tonight is test out these batteries. They're at 79%. They're two 6-volt batteries, so I've wired them in, I can't remember if it's serial or parallel, but I've put them together. So you can see this pink cable here. I've got it connected to the negative on one side and the positive of another one. And what this does, and then my load, I'm actually putting on the negative and positive of the other terminals here on the battery. And so what happens is this makes a 12-volt battery out of these two batteries. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring that up there close. It's really hard to catch a screen. There you go. 77%. So it's fluctuating between 78, 77%, 79%. Probably has to do with the voltage flowing between the two batteries. But I'm going to load test these and see how they hold up under load. Put you back down there for a minute. So what I'm doing is I have a power inverter connected to the load end of these batteries, and I'm just going to plug in a regular fan that I have into this power inverter and turn it on. Okay, so I had this issue the other day, and what it is those batteries are not making a good connection. So there we go. There's a little bit of buildup on the terminals, so just move them around a little bit. The battery, they make a good connection. So the inverter's working. The fan is running. It's on its highest speed right now. And now I'm going to watch this voltage meter. So let me see if I can get you guys. There we go, 74%. So we're at 74. We're down to 70. Oh, wow, look at that. It just dropped to 62%. I don't know if that's reversed for you guys, but it's like fluctuating. It's doing some crazy stuff. So it's fluctuating around 69, 70. This probably has to do with that fan. One thing about electric motors, when you first start an electric motor, it draws more amperage and everything, and then it'll steady out. And so it looks to be what's happening here. We're actually up to 72%. But what I want to see is how quickly does this battery drain down. If it's going to drain down fast, then that's going to tell me that once it's in a golf cart, it's not going to hold up under the load. We're at 71%. So I don't have a timer on me, and you guys are my phone here. So we're just going to kind of watch the wall clock here for a second. I'm going to let this thing run for about 3 minutes and see how it holds up. I'm going to pause you guys for a second, and we'll come back after we've run for just a few minutes. All right, it's been, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes, something like that. The fan was running, and it made it down. The voltmeter had gone down to like 65, I think, 65%. So if you remember, we started out at 79, 78. It was kind of fluctuating around there. It went down to like 65%. I shut off the fan. It's just been off for about 30 seconds now. And the voltage is coming back up, which I kind of expected. After the load was off of it, it would float back up. And it's at 70% now. So, you know, it's going to be hard to... So that's pretty significant, because if you're going down from 78% down to 65% under the load of this little light motor that's in this fan, you can imagine what's going to happen when it gets under the load of a golf cart electric motor. So yeah, I'm probably going to take these back to him, tell him, look, I don't think the batteries are any good. That's about $1,200 for a set of batteries, I think, for a golf cart, something like that. Maybe it's a little cheaper, $1,000, I guess, depends on what kind of batteries you buy. But you got normally like 48 volts in a golf cart. So anyways, thought that might be interesting to all of you. Sulfation, watch out for it. It's what destroys your batteries. Keep those batteries charged up. Don't let them sit below 100% for very long at all. Good night, y'all.